Now here we are looking at questions 9 and 10 where we're finding the surface area of the cone. And as you can see, they've changed the formula. It's actually the same formula, but they've made it specific to the shape. Because what we know here is that base piece is always going to have to be the same now, a circle. And so we can, instead of saying b, because we don't know what the base is going to be, we can say pi r squared, because that's what the base is guaranteed to be here. We also don't have to say p for the perimeter of the base anymore here, because that too can be identified, because again, that piece is always going to be a circle. So here, they've thrown at us instead the pi r there, which will take care of the circumference of the circular base. Notice that in the last formula that I showed you, there would have been a 1/2 in there. But remember, pi times r is not really circumference of a circle. It's actually 2 pi r. But if I throw a half in with the 2, they wipe each other out. So I don't need that 2 anymore because it got taken care of with the circumference formula. But I am still multiplying that by L, which is the slant height. That's the height up the cone. If I was taking my tongue and licking the ice cream cone, if I licked the actual cone, that would be the slant height of the cone. So all I need here is R and L. Pi is, of course, going to be 3.14 every time. So this is really just me plugging numbers into the formula and solving using order of operations. If we look at 9, the radius is 4, the slant height is 7. So plug in the numbers. 3.14 times the radius, 4 squared, being added to 3.14 again, pi again in the formula, times the radius, which is 4, times the slant height, which is 7. All right, solve this using order of operations. 4 squared is 16, and 16 times 3.14 is going to change into 50.24. And I'm going to add that to 28 times 3.14. I came up with 28 by doing 4 times 7. 28 times 3.14 is 87.92. And I'm going to add those together. 87.92 plus 50.24 makes 138.16. And that's going to be feet cubed. I'm sorry, feet squared. Surface area, it should be squared. All right, as we look at number 10 here, same thing. Radius is marked at 5. Slant height is marked at 4. So plug numbers into the formula. So we've got 3.14 times the r number squared, 5 squared, plus pi again, 3.14 times the r number, which is 5, times the slant height, which is 4. So I'm going to multiply that out. 3.14 times 25 on the left side using order of operations. 78.5. 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25 times 3.14 gave me 78.5. Right side, that's going to be the same as 20 times 3.14. I came up with 20 by doing 5 times 4, and that's going to be 62.8. And I'm going to add those together, and that's going to give me 141.3. That's going to be yards squared.